Capitolo 1, soft, ambient music with a gentle, pulsing drone begins and continues underneath the narration. Welcome, and be at ease. There's nothing for you to do now, nowhere for you to be, except here, in this quiet space, this sanctuary you have created for yourself, simply by choosing to rest. Allow your body to feel the truth of that. Feel the gentle pull of gravity, a comforting weight that holds you, that grounds you to the soft surface beneath you. Notice the air as it enters your body, cool and clean, a silent messenger of peace. And notice it as it leaves, warm and slow, carrying with it the noise and the hurry of the day. Each breath is a wave, washing in and washing out. And with each wave, you feel yourself sinking just a little deeper, a little more completely, into a state of profound calm. Your attention, which has been stretched and pulled in 1,000 directions today, can now be gathered back in. Let it come home to the simple, rhythmic miracle of your own breathing. In and out. There's a space that exists behind your eyes, a vast and quiet landscape that is yours and yours alone. Tonight, we are going to explore that space together. Not with force or with judgment, but with the gentle curiosity of a traveler arriving in a new and wondrous land. Imagine, if you will, that this inner world, your mind, is like a great and ancient library, a place of infinite corridors and soaring, vaulted ceilings that disappear into a soft, star-dusted darkness above. The air here is still and smells of old paper, of rich leather, and the faint, sweet scent of beeswax. Countless shelves stretch up into the quiet dark, and on these shelves rests every thought you have ever had, every memory, every dream, every question, and every fleeting feeling. Each one is a book, a scroll, a manuscript, bound in a unique cover, its pages filled with your own unique story. This is your library. It is a place of incredible depth and wisdom. And for a moment, just allow yourself to stand at its entrance, in the soft, warm amber light that pools on the polished floor. There is no rush. There is only a profound and welcoming silence. You can feel the stillness seeping into your bones, a quiet that is so deep it seems to have a gentle weight of its own. Motes of dust, like tiny golden constellations, drift and dance in the beams of unseen light. Each one a forgotten moment, now illuminated, now fading back into the peaceful dark. This library is not a cold or empty place. It is alive. It is the architecture of you. And within this library, there is a system at work, a tireless, well-intentioned keeper of the archives. This system is designed for one purpose above all others, to keep you safe. It cross-references experiences. It flags potential dangers. It retrieves old stories of caution to help you navigate the future. Its intentions are noble. Sometimes when a genuine problem arises, a puzzle to be solved, this system works beautifully. You can almost see it happening. A request is made. The librarian moves with quiet purpose through the aisles, selects a specific book from a shelf, perhaps 2 or 3, and brings them to a large, oaken reading table. The books are opened. The relevant passages are read. Connections are made. An answer is found. And then, with a gentle sigh of completion, the books are closed and returned to their proper places on the shelves. The issue is resolved. The library returns to its state of serene, quiet order. This is productive thinking. It is clear, it has a purpose, and it has an end. But at night, when the world outside grows dark and the distractions of the day fall away, This well-meaning system can sometimes malfunction. It becomes overzealous, anxious to protect you from threats that may not even exist. It begins to run in circles. This is the feeling of a mind that cannot switch off. This is overthinking. Imagine it now, in your peaceful library. Instead of a calm and purposeful search, the keeper of the archives begins to panic. It pulls one particular book from the shelf, a book with a frayed cover and worn pages, a story of worry, perhaps. It opens the book and reads a troubling passage. Then it puts the book back. But a moment later, compelled by an anxious energy, it pulls the very same book down again. It reads the very same passage, again and again. Each time it hopes to find a new ending, a different answer hidden in the familiar words. But the story never changes. The frantic rereading only deepens the creases in the pages, wears the letters thinner, and fills the quiet library with a restless, circular energy. It begins to pull other books from the shelves, books of past mistakes, books of future fears, books of what someone else might be thinking. Soon the great reading table is piled high with open volumes, all shouting for attention, their stories tangling together into a noisy, incoherent knot of anxiety. This is rumination. It feels like you are doing important work. It feels like problem solving. But no new knowledge is being gained. No solutions are being found. You're simply rereading the same chapters of worry, over and over again. And tonight, you're here to give that tireless librarian permission to rest. You're here to gently close those books and return them to the shelves. Take a slow, deep breath. And as you breathe out, imagine a gentle, hushing breeze flowing through the corridors of your inner library. It doesn't slam the books shut. It simply turns the pages with a soft, rustling sound, a whisper that says, "Enough for now. It is time to rest." It is so important to understand that this frantic energy, this tendency to spin in loops of thought, is not a flaw in your character. It is not a personal failing. You're not broken. This system, this inner librarian, is simply running an ancient program, a program that was written long ago in a very different world, a world where survival depended on constantly scanning the horizon for threats. Your brain is wired for this vigilance. It is a marvel of evolutionary design, built to protect, to anticipate, to prepare. But in our modern world, that threat detection system, which once scanned for predators in the tall grass, now scans for social missteps, for financial worries, for unspoken judgments. The software is simply running on hardware it wasn't originally designed for. And knowing this, we can begin to cultivate a sense of compassion for our own minds. We can look upon this frantic, overthinking pattern not with frustration, but with a gentle, understanding empathy. We can see it for what it is, a well-intentioned protector, working a little too hard. And with that understanding, we can offer it a different path, a path to quiet. So, for these next few moments, simply remain here at the entrance to your great library. You are not the frantic librarian. You are the quiet observer. You are the calm presence that holds the entire space. From this peaceful vantage point, you can watch the activity within without getting swept up in it. You can see a worry book being pulled from a shelf, and you can simply notice it without feeling the need to run over and read it. You can acknowledge the system's intention to protect you, and then gently, lovingly, redirect its attention to the profound peace of this present moment. The soft, amber light, the silent, dancing dust motes, the gentle, steady rhythm of your own breath, echoing in the vast, hallowed halls. There is nothing to solve right now, no books that need to be read. The only task at hand is to sink into the deep, velvet comfort of rest, to allow the shelves to settle, the pages to still, and the great quiet library of your mind to enter its nightly state of peaceful slumber. You're safe here, you're whole, and you are on the path to deep, restorative sleep. Capítulo 2. The great, vaulted silence of your inner library deepens, settling around you like a soft, velvet cloak. The frantic energy of the librarian has subsided, replaced by a profound and welcome stillness. You can feel the very air grow heavy with peace. Each particle of dust, once stirred into a golden frenzy, now begins its slow, graceful descent back to the ancient floorboards, back to the tops of forgotten shelves, back to the spines of sleeping books. Breathe in the unique scent of this place, a fragrance of old paper, of aged leather, of beeswax polish, and the subtle, clean perfume of time itself. It is the scent of your own history, your own mind, and tonight, it is a scent of tranquility. The soft, amber light continues to pour from unseen sources high above, casting long, gentle shadows that seem to stretch and yawn, preparing for their own deep slumber. The endless corridors, which only moments ago felt like a labyrinth of anxious possibility, now appear as quiet, waiting pathways, leading not to worry, but to rest. The librarian, that well-intentioned, tireless part of you, has finally heeded your gentle request. You can imagine it now, not gone, but resting in a small, cozy alcove, a worn armchair pulled close to a low burning ember in a hearth. Its hands, which had been so busy pulling and sorting and worrying, are now resting, palm up, in its lap. Its breathing is slow, and even a quiet rhythm that joins the gentle pulse of the library itself. And with the librarian at ease, the library begins to reveal its deeper secrets, its true architecture. You begin to notice that this place is not one single, sprawling room, but a collection of distinct halls and chambers, each with its own character, its own purpose, its own unique quality of light and sound. Your mind, you see, is not a single entity. It is a grand and beautiful estate, with many rooms for many different kinds of thinking. Let your awareness drift, like a single, weightless feather on the gentlest of currents, towards the grand entrance hall of the library. This is the first chamber, the Hall of Instincts. This is the domain of your fast mind, your effortless, intuitive self. The architecture here is open and vast, the ceilings so high they seem to touch the stars. There are no narrow, winding corridors here, only wide, sweeping archways that allow for the free and immediate flow of knowledge. Information here does not reside in heavy, leather-bound books that must be sought out and opened. Instead, it moves like whispers on the air, like swift, silent couriers gliding over polished marble floors. A face you recognize in a crowd, the sudden, sure feeling of a right turn on a familiar road, the immediate comfort of a loved one's voice. All of this is processed here, in the blink of an eye. It is the wisdom of your body, the accumulated knowledge of a lifetime, distilled into pure, instantaneous knowing. There's no effort here, no deliberation. It is as natural and as easy as breathing. The light in this hall is a soft, ambient glow, a diffuse luminescence that illuminates everything at once, holding no dark corners for doubt to hide in. This part of your mind is a master of the immediate, a poet of the present moment. It simply is. And for now, it is quiet, at rest, its couriers and whispers stilled for the night. Now, allow your awareness to drift away from the grand, open hall and follow a quieter, more secluded path, deeper into the library, up a gently winding staircase of worn, smooth stone. The air grows cooler here, more still. The ambient glow gives way to a more focused, singular light. You are approaching another wing of the mind, the Scholar's Tower. This is the home of your slow mind, your deliberate, analytical self. This is System 2. Unlike the effortless expanse of the Hall of Instincts, this space is intimate, focused, and requires a different kind of energy. You find yourself in a circular room, lined from floor to ceiling with the most complex and detailed of texts. These are not books of simple knowing, but of deep inquiry. They hold star charts of immense complexity, blueprints for intricate machines, philosophical treatises that require careful, patient consideration. In the center of the room is a single, vast desk of dark, heavy oak, and upon it, a single lamp casts a warm, golden circle of light. And within that light, you can see them again, the motes of dust. But here, they move differently. They do not swirl or dance. They drift, slowly, deliberately, each one following its own solitary, thoughtful path through the beam of light. They are a perfect reflection of the work that is done here. This is the part of your mind that you engage when you are solving a difficult puzzle, learning a new skill, or carefully weighing the consequences of a major decision. The work here is not fast, it is not intuitive, it is effortful. It requires concentration, energy, and time. To think in this way is to be the lone scholar, carefully unrolling a fragile scroll, tracing the lines of a complex argument with a single finger, comparing one fact against another. It is a powerful and necessary part of you. This is the part of your mind that builds and plans and understands the world in all its beautiful complexity. But this, too, is where the trouble can begin. This is where the overthinking mind is born. Imagine again that well-meaning librarian, tired and anxious, believing that every problem requires the most intense effort. It begins to bring the simple whispers from the Hall of Instincts up to the Scholar's Tower for needless analysis. A casual comment from a friend, a strange look from a stranger, a simple, fleeting feeling of unease. These are all meant to be processed instantly, effortlessly, in the grand, open hall. But the overthinking mind doesn't trust this simplicity. It grabs these fleeting whispers and carries them up the winding stone stairs to the Scholar's Tower. It lays them out on the great oak desk, under the intense, focused beam of the scholar's lamp. It demands that the slow, deliberate, analytical mind dissect them. And so the scholar, who is meant to be charting the stars or contemplating the nature of the universe, is instead forced into a frantic, impossible task. It is asked to analyze the texture of a single whisper, to calculate the trajectory of a fleeting emotion, to write a doctoral thesis on a moment that was meant to pass like a cloud in the sky. The quiet, focused atmosphere of the tower is shattered. The scholar works furiously but makes no progress. The heavy tomes are pulled down and slammed open, searching for answers that they do not contain. The once peaceful motes of dust are stirred into a frantic, agitated vortex within the lamplight, a whirlwind of effort that leads nowhere. The mind is using the wrong tool for the job. It is trying to fell a mighty oak with a delicate paintbrush, and trying to paint a masterpiece with a heavy axe. This is the feeling of overthinking, the exhaustion of effort without progress, the sound of a beautiful, powerful engine grinding its gears in neutral. But you are not the librarian, and you are not the scholar. You are the quiet, calm observer of it all, the keeper of the entire library. And from your peaceful vantage point, you can restore the natural order of things. You don't need to scold the librarian or rush the scholar. All you need to do is gently recognize what is happening. With a simple, compassionate awareness, you can see the whisper that belongs in the grand hall, and you can let it stay there. You can see the complex problem that belongs in the tower, and you can leave it there on the desk for the morning. Tonight there is no work to be done in the scholar's tower. With your gentle intention, you can feel that space returning to its natural state of quiet contemplation. The scholar gently places the heavy books back on their shelves. The frantic energy subsides. The lamp on the great oak desk remains lit, but its light is no longer a tool of intense interrogation. It is simply a warm, steady, peaceful glow, a beacon of quiet potential, waiting patiently for the dawn. And the dust motes, watch them now, as they cease their agitated swirling. One by one, they slow their frantic dance and return to their natural, graceful, and deeply calming drift, floating, suspended, at perfect ease in the warm, still air. Let your own analytical mind follow their lead. Let it release its grip on the day's concerns. Let it cease its calculations and its dissections. Give your inner scholar permission to rest, to lean back in its chair, and simply watch the peaceful, silent light. The library of your mind is finding its balance, the fast and the slow, the instinctual and the analytical, each returning to its proper place, each settling into a deep and profound state of rest. And you, the keeper of it all, can simply be here, breathing, as the entire magnificent estate of your mind prepares for a long and peaceful night's sleep. Capítulo 3. As the last echo of quiet settles in the scholar's tower, a new sound begins to emerge from the profound silence. It is not a sound from within the library, not the rustle of a page or the sigh of old wood. This sound comes from outside. It is a gentle, rhythmic tapping, a soft, persistent whisper against the ancient glass of the tower. You feel a gentle pull, an invitation to move from the desk, where the lamplight pools like honey. Your feet make no sound on the cool stone floor as you drift towards a tall, arched window that you hadn't truly noticed before. It was always there, of course, but now it calls to you. The window is vast, a single pane of old, ever so slightly warped glass, through which the world outside appears softened, dreamlike. And as you gaze through it, you see the source of the sound. Rain. A gentle, steady night rain is falling, washing the world clean. It beads on the glass before you, each droplet a tiny lens, capturing and bending the soft light of the room. The sound is a lullaby, a steady, soothing, patter-patter hiss that seems to quiet the world even further. Your gaze travels downward, through the rain-streaked glass, into a hidden space you have not yet seen. Below the tower lies a classical stone courtyard, open to the night sky. The cobblestones are dark and slick with water, glistening like polished obsidian under the glow of a few unseen, low-burning lamps. In the center of the courtyard, A single, ancient olive tree stands patient and serene, its silvery leaves trembling softly as each drop of rain lands and releases. The air that seeps through the old window frame is cool and clean, carrying the scent of wet stone and damp earth. The pure, grounding smell of a sleeping world, receiving the gift of water. And here, in this quiet alcove of the library overlooking the rain-washed courtyard, you notice you are not alone. Set into niches in the stone walls around you are several marble busts. Their faces, carved by hands long since turned to dust, are serene and impassive. They are the faces of ancient philosophers, their marble eyes seeming to gaze out at the rain with a deep and unbroken calm. They have witnessed countless storms like this one, both in the sky and in the hearts of humankind. They are the silent guardians of an old and powerful peace. This is a different kind of wisdom than that of the frantic scholar. This wisdom does not seek to analyze every possibility, to dissect every fear. This wisdom is one of stillness, of endurance. This is the wisdom of the Stoics. And you realize as you stand here, bathed in the soft lamplight, listening to the rain, that this very room, this quiet, protected space within your own mind, is a fortress. Marcus Aurelius, one of those stone figures might be, wrote of an inner citadel, a fortress within the soul, to which one can retreat at any moment and be at peace. Feel that now. This is your inner citadel. The walls are the quiet strength of your own awareness. The warmth is your own capacity for self-compassion. The storm of worries, the endless cascade of what-ifs and should-haves, that is the rain outside. Here, within these walls, you're untouched. You're safe. The rain can fall, the wind can blow, but it cannot breach this inner sanctum. It can only wash the windows clean, making the sound that is now lulling you deeper and deeper into a state of profound tranquility. Let the feeling of this citadel sink into your bones. It is not made of stone and mortar, but of perspective. It is built from the simple, unshakable truth that while the world outside may be chaotic, the world within can be calm. You are the keeper of this peace. You are the sovereign of this quiet kingdom. Now allow your gaze to drift back down to the rain-soaked courtyard. Notice how the water behaves. Some of it falls into small, masterfully carved channels in the stone, flowing in a clear, determined path towards the roots of the olive tree. The path is designed, intentional. This water is being guided. The rest of the rain, the vast majority of it, falls everywhere else. It lands on the leaves, it splashes on the tops of the walls, it pools in the uneven hollows of the ancient stones, with no specific direction, flowing simply where gravity and chance take it. Here lies the wisdom of another of those stone guardians, Epictetus. He taught a simple, life-altering truth, the dichotomy of control. He saw that all our concerns, all our worries, fall into one of two categories, just like the rain in the courtyard. There is that which we can control, and that which we cannot. The small, clear channel of water flowing purposefully, that is what you can control. Your thoughts, not the first one that appears, but the one you choose to believe. Your judgments, your actions, your kindness, your breath. This is your small, sacred garden to tend. Everything else is the rest of the rain. The opinions of others, the past in its entirety, the unpredictable turns of the future, the way the world chooses to behave. It all falls where it will. The overthinking mind believes it must manage all the rain. It runs around the courtyard in a panic, trying to direct every single drop, an impossible and exhausting task. But the wise mind, the mind that is ready for sleep, understands. It stands at the window in its warm, dry citadel, and it focuses only on the small, clear channel that is its responsibility. Feel the immense relief of this understanding. A great, heavy weight lifts from your shoulders. You do not need to control the storm. You do not need to predict the path of every raindrop. You only need to tend to your own responses, your own quiet inner world. Let all the other worries go. Release them. Watch them as you watch the rain, falling where it may, outside the window of your peaceful sanctum. They are not yours to carry. They are not yours to solve tonight. You can simply let them be, and in doing so, you're free. There is one final piece of wisdom held in the quiet gaze of these stone philosophers. It is a subtle one, often misunderstood. It is the practice of looking at the storm not with fear, but with calm preparedness. From the absolute safety of your inner citadel, from this warm and protected space, you can look out at the rain and not flinch. You can imagine the storm growing stronger. Imagine a gust of wind rattling the glass, just for a moment. Imagine the rain falling harder, a sudden downpour drumming on the roof. The anxious mind does this and panics, but the Stoic mind does this and asks a gentle, quiet question. And if this were to happen, what then? And the answer echoes back from the strong, quiet walls of the citadel. Then I would still be here. I would still be safe. I would have the strength to endure it. The storm would eventually pass, as all storms do, and I would remain. This is not about inviting worry in. It is about gently showing yourself that your fear of the storm is so much worse than the storm itself. It's about realizing, in this calm and sleepy state, that you possess a deep, inner resilience you often forget. You're stronger than your worries. Your peace is more powerful than any imagined chaos. By looking at the possibility of the storm from a place of safety, you rob it of its power to frighten you. The imagined monsters of tomorrow shrink when viewed from the serene comfort of your fortress tonight. You see them for what they are, just more rain, just more wind, passing phenomena that cannot touch the core of who you are. And so, you stand at the window, a silent companion to the stone guardians of peace. The rain has softened again, returning to its gentle, rhythmic patter. A lullaby of water on stone and glass. The courtyard below is peaceful, bathed in a soft, timeless glow. The olive tree drinks in the water, patient and alive. You are anchored in the unshakable safety of your inner citadel, anchored in the liberating truth of what you can and cannot control, anchored in the quiet confidence of your own resilience. There is nothing left to figure out tonight, nothing to solve. You have found the ancient anchor that holds you steady, even as the world dreams and turns around you. Let the sound of the rain be the only thought now. Let it wash over you. Each gentle tap on the glass is a reminder to let go. Let go. Let go. You're safe. You're calm. And you are ready now to drift even deeper into the healing, restorative quiet of the night. Capítulo 4. The soft, rhythmic patter of the rain against the tall window of the scholar's tower has become a gentle lullaby. Each drop that lands on the ancient glass seems to carry a single, soothing note, composing a melody of profound tranquility. You stand within your inner citadel, a fortress of calm you have rediscovered within yourself, and you watch the glistening stone courtyard below, washed clean by the night. The air is cool and still, filled with the scent of wet earth and old stone, a fragrance of peace and permanence. As you gaze, your focus begins to soften. The details of the courtyard, the precise shape of the archways, the texture of the marble busts, they begin to blur and merge into a gentle wash of gray and silver light. The sound of the rain, too, seems to change its nature. It is no longer just outside the window. It feels closer now, deeper. The rhythmic tapping on the glass dissolves into a soft, internal pulsing, a gentle, rhythmic flow that seems to resonate not in your ears, but in the very core of your being. Your awareness, untethered from the window, from the tower, from the library itself, begins a slow, weightless drift. You are not falling, but floating, descending gently inward, through layers of consciousness as soft as velvet curtains. The world of stone and rain fades away, replaced by an infinite, silent darkness, a space of deep inner cosmology. And here, in this profound quiet, a new landscape begins to emerge. It is a universe of breathtaking complexity and beauty. All around you, in the deep, velvety expanse, are delicate, branching structures that glow with a soft, internal light. They look like cosmic nebulae, like celestial trees with roots of starlight, like vast, intricate webs of spun moonlight. These are the pathways of your mind, the neural networks that have carried the weight of your thoughts, your worries, your joys all day long. They pulse with a gentle, rhythmic light, a soft bioluminescence in shades of deep indigo, soft violet and tranquil blue. It is a silent, living galaxy, and you are floating peacefully at its very center. As you drift through this inner cosmos, you become aware of that same rhythmic flow you felt before. It is a current, a tide, moving with the slow, steady certainty of the ocean. A clear, crystalline fluid begins to wash through the glowing pathways around you. This is the brain's sacred nightly ritual, a cleansing process known as the glymphatic system. It is a silent, invisible river that flows only in the deepest states of rest, and its purpose is one of profound renewal. Watch now as this lucid tide gently circulates through the intricate forests of your neurons. It is washing away the day. Every thought you had, every calculation, every worry, left behind a tiny metabolic trace, a fine dust of mental effort. All day, this dust has been accumulating, making the pathways feel cluttered, heavy, and slow. But now, in the sanctuary of sleep, this gentle, cleansing fluid washes it all away. You can almost see it, tiny motes of fatigue and stress being lifted from the glowing branches, carried off by the current, leaving everything behind them pristine, clear, and bright. You do not need to do anything to make this happen. You do not need to direct the flow or force the cleansing. This is your body's innate wisdom. It is a gift you give yourself simply by letting go. With every slow, deep breath you take, you're granting this ancient process permission to do its work. Feel the deep, cellular relief as the mental clutter of the day is gently, lovingly rinsed away. The channels of your mind are being cleared. The pathways are being renewed. Space is being made. This is the neuroscience of rest, a quiet biological miracle happening within you right now. As the cleansing tide continues its silent, rhythmic work, your awareness is drawn to another, equally wondrous process beginning in this inner world. The physical clearing makes way for an emotional healing. Deep within the architecture of your mind, the experiences of the day are being revisited, but in a very different way. A wise neuroscientist, a man who dedicated his life to understanding this nightly mystery, discovered that sleep, particularly the dreaming state of REM sleep, acts as a form of overnight therapy. Imagine the memories of the day, especially the difficult ones, the ones with sharp edges of anxiety or sadness. Imagine them as small, rough stones you've been carrying in your pocket. During the day, they press against you, their sharp points a constant, uncomfortable reminder. But now, in the dream space of sleep, a gentle alchemist goes to work. These memories are picked up, not to be relived, but to be reprocessed. The memory itself, the story of what happened, is carefully separated from the painful emotion attached to it. It is like a master jeweler polishing a stone. The stone itself remains, its shape and history intact, but its sharp, painful edges are gently smoothed away. The emotional charge is softened, diffused, and integrated into the vast, calm tapestry of your life's experience. The memory no longer has the power to wound you in the same way. Sleep softens the sting. It balms the emotional wounds of the day, allowing you to wake with a renewed sense of perspective and peace. This too is happening for you now. As you drift deeper, the sharp edges of your worries are being gently rounded, softened, and soothed by the quiet wisdom of your sleeping mind. Now, let your awareness drift toward a specific region in this glowing inner world. Deep within the temporal lobes, nestled like a pearl, is a small, almond-shaped structure. This is the amygdala. Think of it as a faithful, vigilant watchman, standing in a high tower at the center of your mind. All day long, its lantern is lit, scanning the horizon for any sign of threat, any reason for concern. It is the source of your fight or flight response, a deeply ancient and protective part of you. For the overthinking mind, this watchman's lantern often burns too brightly, for too long. It casts long, dancing shadows of anxiety, making neutral events seem threatening, and small concerns feel like looming catastrophes. Its constant, humming vigilance is exhausting. But sleep is its time for rest. As you sink deeper into tranquility, you can visualize the light in that watchtower beginning to dim. The vigilant guardian is being given permission to stand down from their post. The bright, analytical flame of the lantern softens. It lowers, its color shifting from a stark, bright white to a warm, gentle amber glow. And then it dims even further, becoming just a soft, sleeping ember. As the lantern of the amygdala dims, the long, anxious shadows it once cast across your mind recede and dissolve into the peaceful darkness. The constant hum of alertness fades into a profound and healing silence. This is why letting go feels so deeply safe. Because as you sleep, the part of your brain responsible for generating fear is itself going to sleep. It is being calmed, soothed, and restored. You are entering a state of true neurological peace, a sanctuary where the alarm bells are silent and the guardians are at rest. This entire process, the cleansing of the glymphatic tide, the emotional alchemy of REM sleep, the calming of your inner watchman, is the beautiful, intricate science of your brain's nightly renewal. It is a symphony of restoration, and it asks nothing of you but your surrender. It is your birthright. So allow yourself to feel this deep, internal activity as a profoundly reassuring lullaby. Feel the gentle currents washing through you, clearing and refreshing every corner of your mind. Feel the emotional burdens of the day becoming lighter, softer, less defined. Feel the deep, spreading quiet as your mind's vigilant centers power down for the night. You're safe, You're being renewed. You're being healed. And all you need to do is continue to float, continue to drift on these quiet, healing currents, deeper and deeper into the restorative dark. Capítulo 5. The crystalline tide has receded now, its cleansing work complete. You're left floating in a state of profound, silent clarity. The bioluminescent glow of the neural pathways around you begins to soften, the vibrant purples and blues fading into a deep, restful indigo, like the sky just after the last trace of sunset has vanished. The universe within you has found its equilibrium. It is clean. It is quiet. It is at peace. And from this place of inner stillness, a gentle shift in perspective begins. It is not a movement, but an expansion. You feel your awareness, that single point of light that is you, begin to pull back. Slowly, so slowly, as if a cosmic lens is zooming out. The intricate, branching forests of neurons that seemed so vast a moment ago become a single, glowing cluster. You pull back further, and this cluster becomes one of many, a constellation in a vast, dark expanse. Further and further you drift, your perspective widening with a sense of effortless release. You're not the pathways. You're not the electrical signals that pulse within them. You're the space that holds it all. You're the deep, silent, velvet darkness of the cosmos. And all that you once thought of as you. Your thoughts, your worries, your memories, are revealed to be shimmering, distant galaxies within this infinite space. This is the observer's perch. It is not a place you must build or strive to reach. You have simply returned to it. It has been here all along, waiting patiently beneath the storm of thought. From this serene vantage point, you can see the activity of the mind for what it is, a natural cosmic weather pattern. It is not a threat. It is not an emergency. It is simply energy, moving and changing form. Imagine now, within this vast inner space, a gentle stream begins to flow. You can hear its soft, murmuring song. It is not a rushing river, but a slow, clear current, meandering through a forest of ancient, moss-covered trees. The moonlight filters down through the canopy, dappling the water's surface with silver. The air is cool and smells of damp earth and night-blooming jasmine. You're sitting on the bank, your hands resting on the cool, soft moss. You're simply here to watch the stream. As you sit in this peaceful solitude, you may notice a thought arising in your mind. Perhaps it is a worry about tomorrow, a memory from yesterday, or simply a fragment of a sentence. Before, this thought might have hooked you, pulling you into its current. But not now. Now, as the thought appears, you simply acknowledge its presence. You see it, and then, with no effort at all, you imagine a single, perfect leaf detaching from a branch overhead and floating down to land gently on the surface of the stream. You place your thought upon that leaf. You do not push it. You do not force it. You simply allow the thought to rest there, and you watch as the stream's gentle current catches the leaf and begins to carry it away. It drifts slowly at first, bobbing on the silvered water. You watch it as it moves downstream, past the smooth gray stones, under the low-hanging ferns. You follow it with your gaze until it becomes a small speck in the distance, and then it rounds a bend and disappears from sight. And you are left once more with only the soft sound of the water, the cool air on your skin, the deep peace of the forest. Another thought may arise, a different shape, a different texture, a flicker of anxiety, a question without an answer. Again, you simply notice it. Another leaf detaches, a beautiful deep green one this time, and you gently place this thought upon it. You watch as it too joins the current, embarking on its own silent journey downstream, carried away by the inevitable, gentle flow of time. There is no need to judge the thoughts. There is no need to analyze them. They are not good or bad. They are simply leaves. Some are large, some are small. Some float quickly, others linger for a moment. Your only task is to watch them go, letting each one be placed on its own vessel and released into the current, carried away, dissolving back into the quiet of the universe. You are the observer on the bank. You are the stillness of the forest. The stream flows on, but you remain, rooted in a deep and profound calm. Now, let the image of the stream gently dissolve. Allow your awareness to drift upward, away from the forest floor, rising through the canopy of the trees, and into the vast, clear night sky. You're lying back now, not on moss, but on an immense, soft cloud of cosmic dust. The sky above you is an endless dome of the deepest indigo, scattered with the diamond light of a billion distant stars. From this place of absolute tranquility, you can watch your thoughts in a new way. They are no longer leaves on a stream, but soft, wispy clouds drifting across the face of the galaxy. A thought about a task left undone appears, not as a heavy burden, but as a small, translucent cloud, drifting lazily from one horizon to the other. It catches the starlight for a moment, then its edges soften, and it dissipates into the vastness. A flicker of self-doubt might appear, but from here it is not a piercing arrow. It is a thin wisp of nebulous gas, a faint gray against the infinite black. It has no substance, no weight. You watch it drift, change shape, and ultimately fade away, revealing the brilliant, unchanging stars that were always behind it. You are the sky. You are the vast, silent, and limitless space. The thoughts are merely the weather. They cannot harm the sky. They cannot stain it. They cannot diminish it in any way. They simply pass through. You can allow them to come, and you can allow them to go, knowing that your own essential nature, this vast, peaceful awareness, remains untouched, unchanged, eternally serene. And now, from this high cosmic perch, let your awareness begin a slow, gentle descent, drifting down from the stars, back towards the gentle gravity of your own being. You are bringing this spacious, observational quality with you, anchoring it now in the physical reality of your body. Bring your awareness all the way down, all the way through the layers of sleepiness, to the very tips of your toes. Do not try to change anything. Simply notice. Notice the sensation of the air on your skin, or the gentle pressure of the blanket. Feel the stillness in your feet. And as you breathe out, imagine a wave of relaxation flowing into them, allowing them to feel heavy, warm, and completely at rest. This calm awareness now travels slowly up into your ankles, and your shins, and your calves, noticing without judgment, simply feeling the weight of your legs as they sink deeper and deeper into the surface beneath you. Any tension you might find is simply a cloud passing in the sky of your awareness. You notice it, and with your exhale, you watch it dissolve, leaving only peace behind. Let this gentle, observant presence drift up into your knees and your thighs. These strong muscles that have carried you through your day can now completely let go. Feel them becoming heavy, soft, and deeply relaxed. You are the silent observer, watching as your body surrenders to gravity, to comfort, to the pull of deep, restorative sleep. Your awareness now pools in your hips, your pelvis, and your lower back, a place where so much tension is often held. But you are not here to fight it. You're here simply to notice it and to offer it permission to release. With each slow, easy breath, feel this area softening, widening, letting go of all it's holding, sinking down, down, into a state of profound ease. And now, this soft, accepting attention flows up through your stomach and your chest. Feel the gentle, rhythmic rise and fall of your own breathing. Each breath is an anchor to this present moment. Each inhale brings calm. Each exhale releases all that is no longer needed. You are simply observing this effortless, life-sustaining rhythm, the quiet tide of your own body. Let your awareness expand across your shoulders, letting them drop away from your ears, releasing the burdens of the day. Feel this wave of release flow down your arms, through your elbows, your wrists, and into your hands. Your hands, which have done so much, can now be still. Notice the feeling of your fingers, perhaps tingling with warmth, as they rest, completely limp, completely at peace. Finally, allow this gentle, watchful presence to travel up through your neck, softening all the tiny muscles there. Let it soothe your jaw, allowing your teeth to part slightly. Let it smooth the space between your eyebrows, releasing any lingering furrow of concentration. Your entire face softens. Your eyes rest gently in their sockets. You're here, anchored in the quiet, peaceful vessel of your body. You are the silent observer, the vast and peaceful sky, watching the last faint clouds of thought drift by. There is nothing to do, nothing to solve. There's only this moment, this breath, this feeling of deep, heavy, wonderful peace as you drift ever closer to the shores of sleep. Capítulo 6, and now, the last faint clouds of thought, those final wispy remnants of the day, have drifted beyond the horizon of your awareness. The vast, peaceful sky of your mind, once a canvas for passing weather, now deepens in its stillness. The soft, gentle blue of twilight has given way, slowly, gracefully, to the profound and velvety dark of a perfect, cloudless night. You are here, in this immense quiet, suspended in a state of perfect peace. Your body is still. Your breath is a silent tide. And in this stillness, a new scene unfolds. One by one, like tiny, distant embers being gently fanned into life, the stars begin to appear. First one, then a dozen, then 100, until the deep, dark canvas above is pricked with 1,000 points of silent, shimmering light. But your attention, without any effort, is drawn to one in particular. It seems closer than the others, brighter. It pulses with a unique intensity, a light that feels almost personal. It shines not with the cool, indifferent silver of the distant stars, but with a warm, complex, and almost self-conscious glow. This is the star of the self, your star, and it feels as though it is on a stage, lit from all sides, the center of the entire cosmic theater. Feel, for a moment, the nature of this light. It carries the weight of being seen. It hums with the low, anxious frequency of wondering, what do they think of my light? Is it bright enough? Is it shining in the right way? Are there flaws in its fire? This is the spotlight, the one we so often imagine is shining on us, illuminating every imperfection, every misstep, every moment of uncertainty for all the universe to see and to judge. The heat from this star is not the gentle warmth of a hearth, but the focused heat of a lens, magnifying everything. This star believes its every flicker is a momentous event, that its every subtle dimming is a failure noted by the distant, watching worlds. It carries the burden of its own brightness, the exhausting work of maintaining a perfect, unwavering glow. Perhaps you know this feeling. The quiet exhaustion that comes from living under a spotlight that only you can see. The endless internal dialogue, replaying a conversation, analyzing a choice of words, cringing at a memory, all because you believe the audience is vast and its attention total. But here, in this safe and boundless space of sleep, we can adjust the focus, we can change the perspective, and so, with an impossible gentleness, you begin to drift, slowly, so slowly, you're pulling back. The movement is barely perceptible at first, like the silent turning of the earth. That one, single, intensely bright star begins to shrink. The heat it radiates begins to soften. Its edges, once so sharp and defined, now seem a little gentler. As you drift further, something remarkable happens. Another star, just as bright, just as complex, drifts into your field of view. And then another, and another. The sky, which seemed to be a dark backdrop for your one central performance, is revealing its true nature. It is not a stage, it is a community. Continue to float backward on a slow cosmic current. The perspective widens further. Your star, that point of intense self-awareness, is now part of a small, shimmering cluster of neighboring stars. Each one with its own light, its own heat, its own private worries about the quality of its shine. From this new distance, you can see that they are all, in their own way, burning with the same intensity. Your star is not alone in its feeling of being seen. It is simply one of many. The journey continues. You drift further and further. The pace is slow and gentle as your own breathing. The cluster of stars becomes a small part of a larger, breathtaking pattern, a glittering arm of a celestial river. The river of light is so vast, so dense with stars, that you can no longer pick out the one you started with. Its individual, anxious light has blended, harmonized, and merged into a collective, shimmering whole. The overwhelming pressure of its individual performance has dissolved into the effortless beauty of the chorus. And still, you drift back. The scale expands beyond all comprehension. The river of light is revealed to be a single, swirling arm of a magnificent spiral galaxy. A pinwheel of 100 billion stars, turning silently in the infinite dark. It is a cosmic mandala of impossible beauty, a city of light so vast that it defies all worry, all ego, all sense of individual scrutiny. And somewhere within that swirling, peaceful, silent ocean of light is that one single star, that tiny point of consciousness that once felt like the center of everything. From here, its light is not a performance, it is a contribution. Its worries are not cosmic events. They are silent, internal flickers, invisible to the whole. Its perceived flaws, the tiny imperfection in its glow that felt so monumental up close, are utterly lost in the overwhelming, breathtaking beauty of the whole design. This is the comforting truth of the spotlight. The intense, focused beam of attention you feel upon you is almost always your own. The audience you fear is rarely looking. They are adrift in their own cosmos, focused on the intense light of their own star. What feels to you like a blinding public stage is, to the rest of the universe, just one gentle, beautiful point of light in a sky filled with billions. Let this realization wash over you like a wave of profound relief. The pressure is gone. The stage has dissolved. The audience has gone home because there was never a show. There was only you and the light you carry, and your light is exactly as it should be. You can let go of the script now. You can release the need to perform. You can simply be, a point of light, floating peacefully, held in the silent, majestic embrace of the galaxy. You're not under scrutiny. You're a part of a pattern. You're not being judged. You're a participant in a silent, cosmic dance. Feel the lightness that comes with this, the freedom, the quiet joy of anonymity, the comfort of scale. All the energy you spent tending to the spotlight, worrying about its beam, can now be released. It flows out of you, dissolving into the vast, cool darkness between the stars. You are now simply an observer, floating in the silent majesty of it all. The galaxy turns below you, a slow and silent river of peace. Each star a possibility, each nebula a dream. And you're here, weightless and free. Your mind as quiet and as vast as the space that surrounds you. There's nothing to do, nothing to prove, nowhere to be. There's only this deep cosmic peace, this gentle, silent belonging. Allow this feeling to carry you now, deeper and deeper, into the quiet, restorative darkness, into the heart of a peaceful, healing sleep. Capítulo 7. From the silent, swirling majesty of the galaxy, you begin a slow, effortless drift. The cosmic mandala of a billion suns, a sight that dissolved all sense of a separate self, now gently recedes. You are not falling, but returning. Returning with the quiet wisdom of the stars held deep within you. The deep purples and indigos of interstellar space soften, warming into a gentle, velvety darkness. You carry the perspective of the cosmos with you, the profound truth that your worries, once so large, are but a single mote of dust in an infinite expanse. Slowly, a new sound begins to filter into your awareness. It is not the silence of space, but a soft, rhythmic patter, a gentle, persistent whisper. It is the sound of rain, and with the sound comes a new sight. The vastness of space resolves itself into a single, expansive pane of glass, beaded with moisture. You find yourself looking through a tall, arched window, your cosmic journey having delivered you to a place of profound shelter and peace. You are inside. You're safe. Outside, a gentle, steady night rain is falling, washing the world clean. It glistens on the ancient flagstones of a vast, classical courtyard below. The courtyard is enclosed by strong, silent stone walls, covered in old ivy that drinks in the darkness and the rain. In the center of the courtyard, a simple stone fountain stands serene, its surface rippled by the falling drops. The world outside this window is hushed, calm and bathed in the soft, diffused light of a hidden moon. The sound of the rain on the glass is a lullaby, a gentle, percussive rhythm that speaks of cleansing and release. Each drop that traces a path down the pane seems to carry with it a lingering thought, a remnant of the day's concerns, and lets it flow away, down into the thirsty earth below. You feel no need to be out in the rain. Your place is here, in the warmth, in the quiet, in the stillness. You turn your awareness from the window and take in the space around you. You are standing in a grand, circular hall, its walls made of the same ancient, enduring stone as the courtyard. The air is cool and still, carrying the faint, pleasant scent of old stone, beeswax, and rain-washed air. The only light comes from a few strategically placed oil lamps, their flames burning with a steady golden glow, casting long, soft shadows that dance like sleeping giants. This place feels immovably solid. It feels ancient and wise. This is a fortress, but not one of war or defense against a physical enemy. It is a fortress of the mind, a sanctuary of the soul. This is your inner citadel, a place of unshakable peace you can retreat to at any time, no matter the storms that may rage in the world outside. It has always been here, waiting for you to find it, waiting for you to inhabit its quiet strength. Along the curved walls of the hall, set in alcoves, are several marble busts. Their faces are calm, thoughtful, and serene. They are the silent guardians of this space, the great Stoic thinkers who understood the architecture of inner peace. There is Marcus Aurelius, the emperor, his expression one of weary but profound responsibility. There is Epictetus, the slave, his face etched with the wisdom of radical acceptance. And Seneca, the advisor, whose gaze seems to penetrate the veil of worldly illusion. They do not speak, but their presence is a comfort, a quiet affirmation that the peace you feel is real, attainable, and enduring. You walk slowly toward the center of the hall, your bare feet cool on the smooth stone floor. You feel grounded, anchored, held by the immense gravity of this place. The frantic energy of the overthinking mind has no purchase here. The walls are too thick, the silence too deep. Here, thoughts slow down, becoming clear and deliberate, like water flowing from a deep, underground spring. Your gaze is drawn back to the courtyard outside. You notice the fountain more clearly now. The rain falls everywhere, indiscriminately, upon the stones, the ivy, the walls. But the fountain has its own water, which rises from its center and falls back into its own basin in a constant, controlled, and beautiful cycle. And in this sight, a gentle understanding dawns, a lesson from the silent philosophers around you. The rain falling across the entire courtyard represents everything that is outside of your control. The opinions of others, the flow of time, the coming of the storm, the rising of the sun. You cannot stop the rain, nor command where each drop will fall. To try would be to exhaust yourself against the fundamental nature of the world. But the water in the fountain, that is different. That is your own inner world, your responses, your intentions, your kindness, your focus, your choice to return to this very citadel. This is the water you can tend to. You can ensure its flow is clear and steady. You can find beauty in its simple, perfect cycle. You stand at the window, simply observing. You watch the wild, free rain fall upon the courtyard, and you feel no anxiety, no need to change it. You accept it. It is what it is. And then you watch the gentle, reliable flow of the fountain, and you feel a sense of quiet power, of gentle stewardship. You are learning to distinguish between the rain and the fountain. You are learning to release your grip on the one and to gently hold the other. This is the art of tranquility. As you continue to watch, the gentle rain begins to change. The patter becomes a little stronger, the sky a little darker. In the distance, you see a soft, silent flash of lightning, illuminating the clouds for a brief moment. A storm is passing by. You can hear a low, gentle rumble of thunder. So far away it sounds more like a sigh than a threat. Yet, here inside your citadel, nothing changes. The golden lamplight does not flicker. The air remains perfectly still. The thick stone walls and heavy glass of the window mute the storm's distant voice to a barely audible murmur. You are completely safe, a calm observer of the weather of the world. This is the gift of your inner fortress. It allows you to look upon potential difficulties, the storms of the future, the worries of what might be, from a position of absolute security. You can acknowledge the possibility of the storm without being swept away by it. You can see the lightning and know that you are grounded. You can hear the thunder and know that you are sheltered. By observing the imagined storm from this place of safety, you strip it of its power over you. It becomes just weather, and all weather, eventually passes. The gentle rain will always return. The sun will eventually rise. The distant storm does pass. The rumble fades into nothing. The rain returns to its soft, hypnotic patter, a gentle rhythm on the window pane. The courtyard glistens, renewed. The world outside feels washed clean, and the world inside feels impossibly serene. You feel a deep sense of peace settling into your bones, a quiet that permeates every cell of your being. This citadel is your birthright. It was built from the strongest materials in the universe. Your own capacity for awareness, for acceptance, for peace. You can return here whenever you wish, simply by closing your eyes and listening for the sound of the rain. For now, there is nothing to do, nothing to solve, nothing to figure out. There's only the feeling of the cool stone beneath your feet, the soft, warm glow of the lamplight on your skin, and the gentle, rhythmic sound of the rain. The rain is washing the world. The silence is holding you. The citadel is keeping you safe, and you can let go now, sinking into the profound comfort of this inner sanctuary, drifting deeper and deeper into a state of unshakable, peaceful rest. Capítulo 8. The gentle, percussive rhythm of the rain continues its hushed song upon the arched window of your inner citadel. Each drop that traces a silver path down the cool glass seems to wash the world clean, leaving behind a glistening, tranquil dark. The air within this great stone hall is still and carries the faint, clean scent of rain-washed stone and old, peaceful silence. The golden light from the oil lamps pools on the floor, soft and warm, holding you in a timeless embrace of safety. Here, in this unbreachable sanctuary of the self, the storms of the world can only ever be a distant spectacle, a sound and a sight that cannot touch the profound calm you have cultivated within. Your gaze, soft and unfocused, drifts from the mesmerizing patterns of the rain on the glass, turning inward toward the center of this quiet hall. There, standing on three simple carved legs, is a low wooden table. It has been here all along, waiting patiently. It is unassuming, yet it feels like the very heart of this room, the focal point of its purpose. Upon its dark, polished surface, two simple bowls are set. One is a shallow vessel of pale, unglazed earthenware, its texture dry and warm. The other is carved from a single piece of dark, polished basalt, wide and low, and it is filled to the very brim with clear, still water, its surface a perfect, dark mirror reflecting the vaulted ceiling high above. Between them rests a small, soft pile of stones, gathered from the riverbeds and shores of your memory. This is a place for a final, quiet ritual before the descent into the deepest sleep, a gentle sorting, a tender act of release. You feel an invitation, not a command, to approach this table, to sit on the simple cushion that waits on the floor beside it. As you settle, you feel the profound stability of the stone floor beneath you, a connection to the very foundations of your inner world. Your attention now rests upon the collection of stones. They are a mixture of shapes and textures, each one a condensed thought, a lingering concern, a whisper of a worry carried over from the waking day. You understand without words that not all of these stones are the same. They do not carry the same weight, nor do they ask the same thing of you. Your task now is simple, gentle, and unhurried. It is the work of discerning one from the other. Slowly, you reach out and allow your fingers to brush against the pile. You select a single stone. It is smooth, dark, and cool to the touch. It feels heavy in your palm, dense, as if it holds the weight of a mountain within its small form. As you hold it, a worry may surface, a concern about something far in the future, or a regret about a moment long past. It might be a worry about the opinion of another, or the vast, turning wheel of world events. Feel its weight. This is a stone of the uncontrollable. It was formed by forces outside of you, by the passage of time, by the free will of others. It is ancient, solid, and unchangeable by your will alone. To carry it is a noble but exhausting effort. It was never meant to be held for long. Your hand moves slowly, gracefully, until it is poised over the wide bowl of still water. You look down at the dark, perfect surface, a mirror of the quiet cosmos above. You take a slow, deep breath, and as you exhale, your fingers simply open. The stone is released. It falls through the small space of air and enters the water with a sound so soft it is almost silence itself. A deep, resonant thump that you feel in the floor, in the wood of the table, in the very core of your being. For a moment, the perfect surface is broken. A single, small splash, and then beautiful concentric ripples expand outward from the center, shimmering as they catch the lamplight. They travel in a perfect, expanding circle until they gently touch the stone lip of the bowl, and then they vanish. The water returns to absolute stillness, as if nothing had ever happened. The stone now rests on the dark bottom of the bowl, its weight fully supported, its essence returned to a quiet element. It is at peace. And your hand feels impossibly light. A burden you didn't fully realize you were carrying is simply gone. You turn your attention back to the pile. Your fingers find another stone. This one is different. It is smaller, more like a pebble, and as your skin touches it, you feel a faint, pleasant warmth radiating from within. It glows with a soft, amber light, like a sleeping ember. It feels lighter in your palm. As you hold it, a different kind of thought surfaces, a practical matter for tomorrow, a conversation you choose to have, an action you can take, a kindness you can offer. This is a pebble of the controllable. It is something your hands can shape, your will can influence. It holds the warmth of potential. This glowing pebble does not belong in the water. It is not a burden to be released, but a possibility to be acknowledged and set down so that you may rest. Your hand moves over the dry, earthenware bowl. Gently, you place the warm pebble inside. It makes a soft, clinking sound as it settles against the pale clay. It is not discarded. It is simply set aside. It is safe. It is held. It will be there, waiting for you, when the light of morning returns. For now, its warmth is contained. Its potential is at rest. It asks nothing of you in this moment. The rhythm is established. It is the gentle, meditative rhythm of release. Again, your hand drifts to the pile. Another cool, heavy, dark stone. A worry about something you cannot change. You hold it for a moment, acknowledging its presence without judgment. You thank it for its intention to protect you. And then, you hold it over the water. You breathe out, and you let go. Thump. The soft sound echoes in the great hall, a punctuation mark of peace. The ripples spread and fade. The stillness returns. The weight is gone, and again, a warm, glowing pebble, a simple, actionable task. You place it carefully in the earthenware bowl. A gentle click. It is safe. It is waiting. It is at rest. The rain continues to fall outside, a gentle, steady cadence that accompanies your work. The sound of the rain, the soft thump of stone and water, the quiet click of pebble on clay. This is the only music in the universe now, a dark stone, heavy with the past. Let it go. The water accepts it without question. A glowing pebble, bright with a choice for tomorrow. Set it down. The bowl holds it safely. You're sorting the contents of your mind, not with struggle, but with serene wisdom. You are not fighting your thoughts. You're simply giving each one its proper home for the night. The heavy ones are returned to the deep, supportive stillness of the universe. The warm ones are tucked away, to be tended to in the light of day. With each dark stone that sinks into the water, you feel lighter. Your shoulders soften. The muscles in your jaw unclench. A profound sense of relief washes through you, gentler and more pervasive than the rain outside. You're laying down arms in a war you never needed to fight. You're realizing that your strength lies not in carrying everything, but in knowing, with perfect clarity, what is yours to carry and what is not. The pile of stones dwindles. The water in the dark bowl grows still and deep, holding the released worries in its silent, peaceful depths. The earthenware bowl now contains a small collection of gently glowing embers, a quiet constellation of intentions, resting until they are needed. Finally, your hand returns to the table and there are no stones left. The work is complete. Your hands are empty. They rest in your lap, light and open and free. You look at the two bowls. One, a vessel of deep peace and surrender. The other, a vessel of quiet, patient potential. Everything is in its right place. There is nothing left to do, nothing left to solve, nothing left to carry into your dreams. A deep sense of calm settles over you, as profound and unshakable as the ancient stones of the citadel that surround you. The rain has softened to a whisper. The lamplight seems to glow with an even warmer, more gentle hue. You have given your mind the greatest gift, the gift of clarity, and the permission to be still. You are unburdened, you are present, and you are ready now to drift even deeper. Capítulo 9. You are here, in the great stone hall of your inner citadel. The ritual is complete. The low wooden table before you holds the silent story of your release. In one bowl, the cool, still water holds the heavy stones of the uncontrollable. Their weight dissolved into the deep, dark liquid, no longer yours to carry. In the other, the dry earthenware bowl cradles the warm, smooth stones of the possible. Resting now, waiting for the light of a new day, not the anxious energy of the night. A profound lightness fills you. A sense of space has been created not only in this hall, but within you. The air you breathe seems cleaner, fuller. The silence, deeper. Your gaze drifts from the table, across the polished flagstones that reflect the gentle, flickering dance of the oil lamps. The light catches the edges of the carved stone arches, painting them in soft strokes of gold and shadow. The sound of the rain continues its steady, percussive whisper against the tall windows, a rhythm of pure tranquility. It is a sound that does not intrude, but rather deepens the stillness within. You look towards the marble busts that stand as silent guardians in the alcoves of the hall. Their faces, carved from pale, luminous stone centuries ago, are masterpieces of serenity. Your eyes settle on one in particular. Perhaps it is Seneca, with his look of thoughtful inquiry, or Marcus Aurelius, his expression one of weary yet profound acceptance. The lamplight softens the hard lines of the marble, giving it the illusion of warm, living skin. His eyes, though carved from stone, seem to hold a deep and knowing peace. A peace that has weathered empires, betrayals, plagues, and the simple, daily frictions of being human. And a gentle question arises in the quiet of your mind, a whisper softer than the rain. How did they find this unshakable calm? It was not because their lives were free from storms. Their world was far more tumultuous and uncertain than yours. They faced real and present dangers, losses you can scarcely imagine. And yet, they cultivated this inner fortress, this citadel. Their secret was not in avoiding the thought of winter, but in understanding its nature. They knew that to spend the warmth of summer shivering in fear of the coming cold is to lose the beauty of both seasons. And so they practiced a form of quiet wisdom, a gentle art of calm anticipation. They understood that the mind, in its desire to protect you, will often paint monsters in the dark. It will whisper of terrible futures and worst-case scenarios. And in the dead of night, these whispers can feel like prophecy. But the Stoics knew how to turn on the light, not to fight the monster, but to see it for what it truly was. From the safety of your seat in this warm, secure hall, I invite you to try a small piece of their practice, not to invite anxiety in, but to prove to yourself, once and for all, that these walls are impenetrable, and your own strength is greater than you know. Bring your awareness to the tall, arched window. See the darkness outside, softened by the silver mist of the rain. The courtyard is empty and peaceful. Now, allow a single, small cloud of worry to drift into your mind's eye. Do not choose a great thunderhead, not a raging tempest from your past, just a small, familiar cloud, a persistent what if that sometimes troubles the edges of your peace. Perhaps it is the thought of a difficult conversation you must have, or a project at work that feels daunting, or a small, uncertain step you must take into the unknown. Choose one, and as you hold it in your mind, do not pull it inside the citadel. Leave it outside, beyond the glass. You're here, safe and warm. It is out there, a simple formation of mist and shadow in the night sky. From this place of absolute safety, just observe it. Notice its shape, its color, the stories it whispers on the wind. Feel the familiar pull of anxiety it creates, that slight tensing in your shoulders or your stomach. But feel it from a distance. You are the observer on the throne, watching a messenger deliver a report from a faraway land. The news does not threaten your kingdom. Now, let us do what the anxious mind fears most. Let us calmly and gently imagine that the cloud's prophecy comes true. Let the imagined rain fall a little harder. The difficult conversation does not go perfectly. The project hits an unexpected snag. The step into the unknown feels unsteady. Stay here, in the citadel. Keep breathing the warm, calm air of this hall. You're safe. In your gentle imagining, the thing you feared has happened. And what happens next? Take a slow, deep breath, and another. Does the world end? Do the stone walls of your citadel crumble to dust? No. The world continues to turn. The rain continues to fall. And you're still here. And in that imagined moment, after the feared event has passed, what would you do? You would adapt. You would find a solution. You would apologize, or ask for help, or try again. You would learn. You would endure. Because you have done it 1,000 times before. You have faced unexpected turns, navigated difficult moments, and weathered your own private storms. And every single time, you have found a way through. Every past challenge has proven that you possess a deep well of resilience, a strength you so often forget. This is the secret. The fear of the thing is almost always greater, heavier, and more painful than the thing itself. Your mind, in its attempt to protect you, creates a terrifying phantom. But when you calmly turn to face it, from a place of safety, the phantom dissolves. The monster in the dark becomes a simple coat hanging on a chair. The deafening roar becomes a distant whisper. You see the worry for what it is, a possibility, not a certainty, a potential challenge, not an inevitable catastrophe. And you have just proven to yourself that, should that possibility arise, you're more than equipped to handle it. Now, let the image of that cloud dissolve. Watch it fade back into the soft, rainy darkness outside, its power gone. It has no hold over you here. And bring all of your awareness back inside, back to the profound and unshakable peace of this hall. Feel the warmth of the lamplight on your skin. Listen to the gentle, rhythmic patter of the rain. A sound that is not a storm of worry, but a lullaby for the sleeping earth. The challenge you imagined has not happened. It does not exist. But the peace you feel right now is real. The safety of these walls is real. The gentle rise and fall of your own breathing is real. This present moment is your sanctuary, and it is all the more precious, all the more deeply felt, for having calmly acknowledged the world outside. Look again at the serene face of the philosopher, carved in stone. His calm is not one of ignorance, but of understanding. It is the peace that comes from knowing that one can withstand the winter. It is an earned tranquility, a resilience that has become as natural as breathing. And you are feeling a taste of that same tranquility now. A deeper quiet settles over you. It is the quiet of a mind that has not silenced its fears, but has understood them. A mind that knows its own strength. You're safe, you're resilient, you're at peace. There's nothing you need to solve tonight, nothing you need to plan. Your only task now is to rest, to allow your body and mind to sink into the deep, healing comfort that you so richly deserve. The lamplight seems to soften, its glow becoming warmer, more gentle. The shadows in the corners of the great hall deepen, becoming soft pools of stillness. The rain outside is a constant, soothing presence, washing the world clean, promising a fresh start with the dawn. And here, in the heart of your unbreachable fortress, you can finally let go. You can surrender to the gentle, downward pull of sleep, knowing that you are held, you're safe, and you are whole. Drifting now, deeper and deeper, into the resilient, quiet, and profound peace of the night. Capítulo 10. You are here, in the great stone hall of your inner citadel. The air is still and warm, carrying the faint, clean scent of rain-washed stone and old, peaceful wood. The oil lamps flicker with a soft, steady rhythm, their golden light pooling on the flagstones, creating islands of warmth in the gentle shadows. Outside, the rain continues its soft, percussive whisper against the tall, arched windows, a constant, soothing rhythm, a lullaby from the world itself. Feel the profound sense of safety here, the unshakable peace held within these ancient walls. You have done the work of the day. You have sorted the stones of your concern, releasing what you cannot control, and holding gently what you can. You have faced a worry and watched it dissolve into the quiet strength of your own resilience. There is nothing more to do now, nothing to solve, nothing to hold. Let your awareness settle on the sound of the rain. Listen closely to its gentle patter on the glass, a soft, constant shushing sound. Shh, shh. Notice how this sound, once a comfort from the outside world, begins to feel closer now. It seems to drift from the windows and into the very air of the hall, and then, deeper still. The sound of the rain is no longer outside, but within. It is the sound of a deep and gentle current beginning to flow, not in the courtyard, but in the vast, quiet landscapes of your own mind. Allow the warm, golden light of the lamps to soften, to dim. The solid stone walls of the citadel become translucent, ethereal, like a memory of safety that you now carry within you. You are not leaving this place of peace. You're simply drifting deeper into its source. Your awareness becomes light, untethered from the chair, from the floor, from the very idea of a room. You're gently, effortlessly floating away from the warm stone and into a vast, silent, velvet darkness. A space of infinite potential, of profound quiet. Be here in this peaceful, empty space for a moment. There's no up or down, no before or after. There is only the gentle, suspended stillness of this present moment. It is the space between thoughts, the silence between heartbeats. It is the foundational quiet from which all things arise, and to which all things return. And now, in the far distance of this inner expanse, a light begins to emerge. Not a single point of light, but a faint, intricate web. A soft, violet glow, like a nebula seen from a billion miles away. As you drift closer, without any effort at all, this web of light resolves into breathtaking detail. You're floating now within the great architecture of your own mind, a living, silent galaxy of thought and memory. All around you are filaments of soft light, glowing, branching pathways in shades of deepest indigo, sapphire, and amethyst. They pulse with a slow, gentle, life-giving rhythm. These are your neural networks, the cosmic pathways that have carried every thought, every feeling, every sensation you have ever known. But here, in the deep quiet of approaching sleep, they are not firing with anxious energy. They are simply glowing, humming with a deep and peaceful potential. They are resting. And as you observe this beautiful, internal cosmos, you become aware of a movement. A slow, silent, rhythmic tide. It is not made of water, but of something purer, clearer, a wave of liquid light, a crystalline river of pure, cleansing energy. This is the sacred, nightly tide of your own brain, the glymphatic flow, the mind's gentle absolution. Watch as the first slow, luminous wave begins its journey. It moves with an unhurried, inevitable grace, flowing from the vast, dark spaces and into the intricate, glowing forests of your neurons. It is a current of pure renewal. As this clear, bright fluid washes through the delicate, branching structures, you can see it gathering the day's residue. Tiny, dull motes of light, the metabolic dust of 1,000 thoughts, the faint chemical echoes of old worries, the lingering proteins of stress and effort, are gently lifted from the glowing pathways. They are not scrubbed away or forced out. They are simply unmoored. They are lifted into the gentle, cleansing current and carried away, dissolving back into the darkness. Return to a state of simple, neutral energy. This is not a process you must control. It is not something you must manage or direct. It is an ancient, biological wisdom, a gift of deep sleep that you need only allow. Your only task is to rest, to float here as the silent, peaceful witness to your own renewal. Another wave pulses through, a slow, sweeping current of liquid clarity. It flows through the pathways responsible for planning and analysis. The intricate networks of the Scholar's Tower you visited so long ago. It washes them clean, soothing the circuits that worked so hard today, giving them permission to be still. It carries away the remnants of lists and deadlines, the faint electrical signatures of problems you have already solved or have rightly set aside until morning. You can feel a sense of profound mental release, a lightness in the very architecture of your thought. The tide continues its journey, now moving through the deep, ancient structures of emotion. It flows with exceptional gentleness here, through the glowing pathways of your limbic system. It bathes the area of the amygdala, that vigilant watchman, in a soothing, cooling light. The tide does not erase memories, but it softens their edges. It washes away the sharp, visceral charge of the day's anxieties, leaving behind only the wisdom, the learning. The difficult moments of the day are gently cleansed of their sting, transformed from active worries into neutral history. Feel this process unfolding. Feel the deep, cellular sense of being cleansed from the inside out. Each pulse of this glymphatic tide is a release. Each wave is a renewal. It is the quiet, tireless work of your brain healing itself, preparing itself for the clarity and peace of a new day. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to understand the science in this moment. You only need to feel the truth of it, the deep, intuitive rightness of this gentle, nightly cleanse. The landscape around you is a symphony of slow, silent light. The deep blues and violets of the resting neural pathways. The bright silver-white light of the cleansing tide as it flows and ebbs in its perfect, natural rhythm. There is no sound here but a deep, resonant hum. The sound of life itself in its most peaceful, restorative state. It is the most beautiful place you can imagine, and it is all within you. You're not the thoughts being washed away. You're not the pathways being cleansed. You're the vast, silent, peaceful space in which this miracle unfolds. You are the stillness that allows this healing to occur. So just float here, weightless, peaceful, drifting in the slow, rhythmic currents of your own inner cosmos. Let the tide do its work. Let it wash through every corner of your mind, carrying away all that is no longer needed. Trust in this profound, intelligent process. Surrender to it. It is your birthright. This deep, restorative, neurological peace. The cleansing has begun, and it will continue all through the night as you drift now, deeper and deeper into the healing dark. Capítulo 11. As you continue to float in this vast and silent inner cosmos, the great cleansing tide continues its work. The clear, liquid light of the glymphatic flow washes through the glowing sapphire and indigo pathways of your mind, a slow and sacred rhythm of release. You can feel the day's mental dust, the residue of effort and concentration, being gently carried away, leaving behind a pristine clarity, a profound quiet. And now, something new begins. Observe from your peaceful vantage point a subtle shift in the quality of the light. Within the deep, steady blues of the neural networks, a new luminescence begins to bloom. It is softer, more fluid. It is the color of dreams. Faint, opalescent shimmers of rose gold, seafoam green, and soft lavender begin to drift through the established pathways, like watercolor paint spreading slowly through clear water. This is the gentle arrival of a different kind of healing, the cleansing of the mind is making way for the mending of the heart. You're drifting now into the remarkable, restorative theater of REM sleep. Here, in this deep and protected space, your mind begins its most delicate and compassionate work. It begins to tend to the emotional landscape of your day. See now as the dream light intensifies, how certain points within the cosmic web begin to glow with a different energy. These are not just thoughts, they are feelings. They are the emotional memories of the hours you have just lived. There, a small, tightly wound knot of light glows a dull, anxious gray. It is a moment of worry from the afternoon, a conversation replayed, a future imagined with apprehension. It pulses with a quick, nervous energy, and over there, a shard of pure, crystalline red, sharp-edged and jagged. It is a flash of frustration, a moment of irritation that pierced the calm of your day. It holds a brittle, tense heat, and further still, a heavy, dense sphere of deep, sorrowful blue. A feeling of disappointment, perhaps, or a moment of sadness. It feels heavy, as if it has its own gravity, pulling the light around it inward. In your waking hours, these feelings can be overwhelming. They can demand your attention, pulling you into their stories, their heat, their weight. But here, in the sanctuary of sleep, you are merely the gentle observer. You're the calm and boundless space in which this healing can unfold. And the healing has already begun. Watch as a soft, flowing river of lavender and rose gold dreamlight approaches the jagged red shard of frustration. It does not crash against it. It does not try to break it. It simply surrounds it. The light flows over the sharp edges, a current of pure, unconditional acceptance. And as it flows, it begins to soften the crystal. The razor-sharp points begin to round and smooth over. The aggressive, hot red begins to cool, melting into a warm, gentle coral. The light is like a master sculptor's finest polishing cloth, working with infinite patience not to erase the memory, but to smooth its painful edges, to transform its texture from something that could cut into something that can be held. The story of the moment may remain, but its power to wound is being gently dissolved. Now turn your awareness to the tightly wound knot of anxiety. See how the shimmering seafoam green light begins to weave its way into the tangled threads. It moves with a quiet intelligence, a gentle persistence. It finds the tightest parts of the knot and breathes a soft, expansive light into them. One by one, the threads begin to loosen their frantic grip. The knot begins to unfurl, its tense structure relaxing, releasing its stored energy not in a rush, but in a slow, graceful sigh. The nervous gray color softens, infused with the calm, living green. What was once a tangled trap of worry is becoming a simple, flowing ribbon of light, drifting peacefully in the cosmic current, its story integrated, its tension released. This is your brain's nightly therapy, a process born of millions of years of evolution, designed to take the emotional sting from the tail of your experiences. Neuroscientist Matthew Walker speaks of this remarkable function, how REM sleep expertly separates the bitter rind of emotion from the nourishing fruit of memory. It allows you to learn from your life without being perpetually burdened by the pain of its lessons. It is an act of profound self-compassion, carried out for you every single night, without you ever needing to ask. And now, observe the heavy, dense sphere of deep blue sadness. It seems so solid, so immovable. But the dreamlight knows. A current of the softest, warmest gold, like dawn's first light, drifts toward it. It envelops the sphere in a gentle, warm embrace. It does not try to lift the heaviness, but instead, it infuses it with light. The golden warmth seeps into the dense blue, illuminating it from within. The sphere does not vanish, but it begins to change. It becomes less dense, more translucent. Its edges soften. The deep, sorrowful navy blue lightens to a peaceful cornflower, then to a pale, misty sky blue. The weight dissolves. The memory is still there, a part of your story, but its crushing emotional gravity has been released. It no longer pulls you down. Instead, it begins to float, light and free, like a beautiful bubble drifting on a gentle breeze, reflecting the soft, golden light that healed it. All around you, this quiet, magical process is unfolding. The entire inner cosmos is now a fluid, dreamlike dance of soft, blending colors. Abstract shapes morph and flow, memories appearing not as harsh replays, but as symbolic forms being bathed, soothed, and integrated. A chaotic splash of color from a stressful encounter is gently painted over with strokes of calming indigo, becoming a serene, abstract landscape. The dissonant hum of a difficult conversation is quieted, its frequency lowered until it becomes a soft, resonant chord in the deep, silent music of your mind. You are witnessing the great emotional sorting of your inner world. Your brain, the wise and ancient librarian, is taking the day's emotional records. It is carefully uncoupling the raw, painful feeling from the factual event. It is filing the lesson, the wisdom, the memory, safely on a shelf for future reference. And it is taking the painful emotional charge, the anger, the fear, the sadness, and gently composting it, transforming it into wisdom, resilience, and peace. There is nothing for you to do here, nothing to fix, nothing to solve. Your only role is to rest, to trust in this profound, innate process, to allow this nightly alchemy to do its work. Feel a sense of deep gratitude for this incredible capacity within you. The ability not just to cleanse, but to heal. The ability to meet each new day, not with the accumulated weight of all the days that came before, but with a renewed sense of emotional lightness and space. The dreamscape around you becomes ever more peaceful. The colors have blended into a soft, unified tapestry of muted pastel light. The gentle, rhythmic pulse of this healing state is like a lullaby for your soul. It is the sound of your mind caring for itself. It is the feeling of your heart being held. Surrender to this process. Let go into this gentle flow. You're safe, you're healing, and you're drifting deeper and deeper into the most profound and restorative sleep. Capítulo 12. The soft, blended tapestry of muted light that surrounds you begins to shift, ever so gently. The rose gold, the seafoam green, and the tranquil lavender, which had merged into a single, unified field of peace, now start to coalesce. It is not a sudden change, but a slow, graceful gathering, a drawn inward of luminescence, as if the very essence of quiet is finding a new form. You remain suspended, weightless and calm, a silent witness to this gentle transformation within your own inner cosmos. The gossamer veils of light drift and weave, pulling together from the vast periphery of your awareness. They flow like silent rivers, converging towards a single point in the deep, velvet distance. As they meet, they do not collide but merge, their soft colors melting into a single, serene point of white, shimmering light. For a long moment, this is all that exists, the deep, silent darkness of your inner space, and this one, solitary, gentle star. It shines not with a harsh, demanding glare, but with the soft, steady glow of a distant lighthouse on a perfectly calm sea. It is an anchor for your awareness, a point of focus in the boundless peace. And now, a new sensation, a slow, effortless drift backwards. You are not pulling away, but are being gently drawn back, as if by an invisible, cosmic tide. The movement is so subtle, so smooth, you barely perceive it as motion at all. It is simply a change in perspective, a slow, graceful expansion of your view. As you drift, the single point of light remains, but it grows smaller. And as it shrinks, something miraculous begins to happen. To its left, another point of light softly emerges from the darkness, and then another to its right. Soon, a fine dusting of silver and diamond appears around them, like frost catching the first light of dawn. The farther back you drift, the more of these lights emerge, resolving from the darkness not as single, isolated stars, but as part of a vast, interconnected pattern. The view continues to widen. The dusting of stars becomes a river of light, a shimmering celestial current flowing through the deep. And this river is one of many. You drift further and further back, your perspective expanding beyond all measure, until the full, breathtaking truth is revealed. That single point of light, that first star which held your focus, was but one of countless billions. You're now floating high above a magnificent, swirling spiral galaxy, a vast, silent, turning wheel of creation, its great arms of starlight and luminous nebulae curling gracefully against the profound velvet blackness of space. Hues of deep indigo, soft magenta, and brilliant gold paint the cosmic clouds, all turning in a slow, silent dance that has continued for eons. There is no sound here, only a deep, resonant stillness that is more peaceful than any quiet you have ever known. There is no weight, no effort, no sense of self that needs to strive or struggle. You are pure awareness, floating in serene detachment, looking down upon this cosmic mandala. This is the observer's perch. From this vantage point, you can see everything, yet you are not entangled in any of it. The sheer scale of the vista before you brings a profound sense of peace. The intricate, swirling patterns of the galaxy move with an unhurried, cosmic grace, operating on a timescale far beyond the fleeting concerns of a single day. As you float here, in this perfect stillness, you notice a faint trail of silver light arcing across a small patch of the darkness below. It is a shooting star, a tiny meteor burning brightly for a moment as it travels through the void. It appears, traces its silent, elegant path, and then vanishes. Watch it. There is no need to follow it with any effort. No need to decipher its meaning or fear its trajectory. It is simply a phenomenon, a brief flicker of light against an immeasurably vast backdrop. It does not disturb the galaxy. It does not alter the slow, majestic turning of the great spiral arms. It is a visitor passing through. This is a thought, a fleeting echo of the day. See it for what it is, a brief streak of energy, appearing in the vast space of your mind, and then fading. You do not have to grab onto it. You do not have to become the meteor itself, hurtling through the darkness. You can simply remain here, on the observer's perch, and watch it pass. You are the stillness of space, not the passing light. Another one appears, this time a faint wisp of gold, moving in a different direction. Perhaps this is a worry about tomorrow, a question left unanswered. From this high perch, it looks so small, so ephemeral. It is just another streak of light. Watch it as it comes. Watch it as it glows. And watch it as it dissolves back into the velvet darkness from which it came. It leaves no trace. The great silent peace of the cosmos remains utterly unchanged. Your awareness is this vast, dark, silent space. It is infinite, calm, and eternal. Your thoughts are merely the shooting stars that travel through it. They may be bright, they may be fast, they may even seem urgent for a moment, but they are not you. They are events happening within you. Feel the truth of this separation. The space between you, the observer, and the thought, the observed. In that space lies freedom. In that space lies peace. You are the sky, not the fleeting cloud. You are the deep ocean, not the passing wave. From this perch, you can allow the thoughts to come and go without being swept away by them. A soft cluster of faint blue lights drifts by, a memory. A distant reddish pulse appears and fades, an old frustration. Let them all pass. Acknowledge their presence with a gentle, detached curiosity, the way an astronomer might note a distant celestial event. Interesting. And then it is gone. The great galaxy below continues its silent, magnificent rotation. Its slow, steady rhythm is the rhythm of your own deep, peaceful breathing. With every slow breath in, you draw in the stillness of the cosmos. And with every long, gentle breath out, you release any need to attach to the fleeting lights that pass. There's nothing for you to do here, nothing to solve, nothing to figure out. Your only role is to be present, to witness, to rest in this vast, expanded awareness. The perspective from this perch reorganizes everything. Worries that seemed immense and all-consuming now appear as they truly are. Tiny, transient sparks in an infinite expanse of peace. The shooting stars of thought become fewer and farther between. The vast, silent darkness grows more profound, more inviting. The gentle, ambient light of the distant galactic arms is a soft, cosmic lullaby, bathing you in a glow of utter tranquility. You're safe here. You're still. You're the calm, silent witness to the quiet majesty of your own mind at rest. The great wheel turns, slow and steady, and you rest. Drifting now, not backwards, but deeper, deeper into the silent, peaceful dark, deeper into the restorative embrace of sleep. Capítulo 13. From your serene and weightless perch, high above the cosmic dance, you continue to float. The great spiral galaxy below turns with an ancient, silent grace, a breathtaking mandala of starlight and shadow. The shooting stars of thought have grown fewer and farther between, their brief, bright trails dissolving into the profound peace of the void. You are the observer, the silent witness to this immense and quiet beauty. And now, a gentle, imperceptible shift begins. It is not a movement of your own volition, but a soft, cosmic current that begins to guide you. You feel yourself drifting, not away, but inward, downward, on a slow and graceful trajectory toward the heart of that distant, swirling blue and white marble you once called home. The vast tapestry of the galaxy begins to expand, the space between the stars growing wider. The pinpricks of distant suns soften, blurring into gentle smudges of light against the velvet black. You're descending through the silent layers of space, a feather on an invisible breath. The journey is effortless, timeless. There is nothing to do, nowhere to be, but here, in this slow, peaceful fall. The darkness around you begins to change. The absolute black of the void yields, softening at the edges to a deep, luminous indigo, the color of the sky just before the first hint of dawn. You're entering the uppermost reaches of the atmosphere, a place of profound stillness and purity. The feeling of floating remains, unchanged, but the context has shifted. You're no longer in the cosmos, but suspended in the vast open cathedral of the sky. Below you, the world is a gentle curve, swathed in the soft blanket of night. Above you, the first stars begin to fade as the eastern horizon is kissed with the faintest, palest glow of a new day. You are this sky, this vast, open, and accepting awareness. Your consciousness is the endless expanse of blue, holding everything within it, yet attached to nothing. And into this sky, a thought appears. It does not arrive with a sound or a shock. It simply forms, like a small, delicate wisp of a cloud coalescing from the clear air. See it now, a single, small, white cloud in the vastness of your inner sky. It is a memory, perhaps, or a question, or a fragment of a plan for a day that has not yet arrived. Observe its shape, its texture. It is soft, ephemeral, made of mist and light. It has no real weight, no true substance. It is simply there, drifting in the boundless space of your awareness. And a gentle current of air, the natural breath of your mind, begins to move it. The small cloud thought drifts slowly, lazily, across the great blue dome. It does not need your help to move. It does not need you to push it along or to hold it in place. Your only role is to be the sky that allows it to pass. The sky does not cling to the cloud. The sky is not afraid of the cloud. The sky is not the cloud. The sky is the space in which all clouds appear and disappear. You watch as it floats, unhurried, across your field of vision. And as it reaches the far horizon, you notice it beginning to thin, to dissolve, its edges growing translucent until it melts back into the clear, blue emptiness from which it came. And you remain, vast, peaceful, and clear. Another thought arises. This one is larger, puffier, a cumulus cloud with more defined edges. Perhaps it is a more persistent worry, a bigger question. It drifts into view, white and solid against the deepening blue. And again, you do nothing. You simply allow it to be. You are the immense, patient sky. This cloud is not a threat. It is a temporary formation, a passing shape. You feel the gentle breeze of your breath as it nudges the cloud along its path. It moves slowly, majestically, across the expanse. It may cast a fleeting shadow, but the shadow is not you. The shadow passes. The light remains. You watch with calm detachment as this larger cloud, too, drifts toward the horizon, carried by the same effortless currents, until it, too, begins to soften, to separate, and to vanish into the boundless peace. You are the stillness. You are the space. You are the quiet witness to these passing weather patterns of the mind. And you find that the less you try to control them, the more gently and quickly they pass, leaving behind only the pure, silent clarity of your own being. Now your slow descent continues. You drift downward through the cool, clean air, approaching the very layer where those clouds once floated. You pass through a soft, white veil of mist, a cool and gentle sensation against your awareness, cleansing and refreshing. And as you emerge below, a new world unfolds. You're drifting down over a vast green canopy of trees. A primordial forest, untouched and silent, stretches out in every direction. The morning light is now filtering through the leaves, painting the world in 1,000 shades of emerald, jade, and gold. Your descent is slow, silent, like a single falling leaf. You drift between the branches of ancient oaks and tall pines, the air growing warmer, filled with the scent of damp earth, pine needles, and moss. Your journey ends as your awareness comes to rest on a soft, mossy bank, beside a clear, gently flowing stream. The world here is quiet, alive with subtle sound. The soft gurgling of water as it tumbles over smooth, gray stones. The whisper of a breeze in the high branches. The distant call of a single bird. Dappled sunlight dances on the forest floor and on the surface of the moving water. You're seated here now, in perfect stillness, an observer of this tranquil scene. Look at the stream before you. The water is crystal clear, flowing with a steady, unhurried pace. It knows its path. It moves without effort, without striving. It simply flows. This stream is the natural current of your mind when it is at peace. And now, a thought arises in your awareness. Instead of a cloud this time, see it as a single, perfect leaf. Perhaps it is a bright green maple leaf, or a long, slender willow leaf, or a golden autumn birch leaf. Hold this thought leaf gently in your mind. Now, with a simple intention, place the leaf upon the surface of the stream and let it go. Watch as the current immediately catches it. The leaf begins to float away from you. It bobs on the gentle ripples. It spins slowly in a small eddy behind a stone. It navigates its path without any help from you. Your job is not to follow it, not to worry about where it is going, not to wonder if it will get stuck. Your job is simply to watch it begin its journey and to release it. You watch as the leaf floats downstream, growing smaller and smaller. It drifts around a gentle bend in the stream, and then it is gone from sight, and you remain, seated on the mossy bank beside the ever-flowing water. The space the thought once occupied is now filled with the gentle sound of the stream, with the peace of the forest. Another thought emerges, a different shape, a different color, a deep red oak leaf, perhaps. You acknowledge it without judgment. You see it for what it is, a thought. You gently place this leaf upon the water, and you release it. You watch as the current takes it, carrying it away just as it did the last one. It joins the gentle, endless flow. It tumbles and drifts, and it too disappears around the bend. You do not need to push the thoughts away. You simply place them on the stream and allow the natural current of release to do the work for you. One by one, as any final thoughts arise, you give them the form of a leaf. You place them on the water. You watch them go. A small, worried thought. A brown, curled-up leaf. Place it on the water. Let it go. A fleeting memory. A pale, yellow aspen leaf. Place it on the water. Let it go. There is an infinite supply of leaves, and the stream flows on forever. It is a system of perfect, effortless release. With each leaf that floats away, you feel lighter, more present, more deeply settled into the peace of this sacred inner place. Eventually, no more leaves need to be placed on the water. You simply sit in stillness, listening. The stream continues to flow, a gentle, constant lullaby. The water gurgles and whispers, a soothing mantra of release. The light continues to dapple through the trees. The air is cool and still. There's nothing left to do, nothing to figure out. There's only the sound of the water, the feeling of peace, and the gentle downward pull of deep, restorative sleep. The stream flows on, carrying everything away, leaving only peace, only quiet, only you, drifting, floating on the gentle current of sleep. Capítulo 14. The stream continues its gentle, timeless song beside you, a soft, liquid murmur that has no beginning and no end. The air in this ancient forest is cool and still, carrying the scent of damp earth, of moss, and of deep, inviolable peace. The leaves you sent down the water are long gone, carried away into the quiet darkness, and with them, the need to think, the need to analyze, the need to hold on. You are left with a profound and simple stillness, a stillness that exists not only in the forest around you, but within you. And now, we turn our awareness away from the water, away from the trees, and gently, lovingly, we turn it inward. We return to the most immediate and faithful anchor you will ever know, the quiet, steady, living presence of your own body. There is nothing to do here, nothing to fix or to change. This is simply a journey of noticing, of returning home to yourself. Bring your attention, like a soft golden light, all the way down, 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 to the very tips of your toes. Feel their presence, nestled within the comfort of your bed. Notice the sensation of the fabric against them. Notice the space between each toe. You may feel warmth, or coolness, or a gentle tingling, or perhaps you feel nothing at all, and that is perfectly fine. You're simply noticing. You're simply here. Allow this soft, golden light of awareness to expand, filling the soles of your feet. Feel the gentle curve of your arches, the solid presence of your heels resting against the surface beneath you. Imagine any tension from the day's journey, any tightness held in these foundations, simply melting away, dissolving into the earth below, releasing its hold completely. Your feet have carried you so far. Now you can grant them this gift of absolute rest. This gentle wave of awareness now flows upward into your ankles, a complex and beautiful meeting of bone and sinew, now invited to soften, to let go of all effort. The awareness continues its slow journey, seeping into your lower legs, bathing your shins and your calves in this warm golden light. If you notice any tightness here, any lingering energy from the day, simply breathe into it, and on the out-breath, feel it release. Feel the muscles lengthen and soften, becoming heavy, placid, and deeply relaxed. The wave of peaceful attention now pools around your knees, warming and soothing them, before continuing its unhurried ascent into the large, powerful muscles of your thighs. The front of your thighs, the back of your thighs, all invited to let go. These muscles work so hard, holding you up, moving you through the world. Now, their work is done. They can surrender their strength, their holding, their effort, releasing into a state of profound and effortless ease. Feel the weight of your legs, heavy and warm and completely supported. Your awareness now gathers at the base of your torso, in the cradle of your hips and pelvis. Feel the solid, grounding contact your body makes with the bed. You're held, you're supported, you're safe. Allow this entire area to soften and release, letting go of any deep-seated tension you might be holding here. This is a center of gravity, and now it can be a center of deep, grounded peace. From this peaceful foundation, let your awareness begin to travel up your spine. Feel it in your lower back, an area that often carries so much for us. Imagine a gentle warmth spreading across your lower back, soothing the muscles, creating a sense of space and ease between each vertebra. With every gentle breath out, you can let go a little more, and a little more. The golden light of your attention continues its slow, steady climb, up through your mid-back, feeling the gentle expansion as you breathe in, and the soft release as you breathe out. It reaches the space between your shoulder blades, and here too, you invite a deep letting go. Now bring your awareness to your abdomen. Notice the gentle, rhythmic motion here. the soft rise and fall with each effortless breath. Your body breathes itself. You do not need to do anything at all. Simply rest here, feeling this quiet, life-affirming rhythm, a gentle, internal tide that connects you to the deep, peaceful pulse of the universe. This wave of sensation now expands across your chest. Feel the space around your heart. Invite a sense of openness, of softness. The steady, quiet beat within is a drum of deep tranquility, a rhythm of safety and life. There is nothing to protect, nothing to guard, just an open, peaceful center. From this center, the awareness flows outward, down into your shoulders. Imagine the weight of the world, any burdens you have been carrying, now gently sliding off your shoulders, melting away like snow in the warm sun. Feel your shoulders drop, becoming heavy and loose, releasing any grip on tension they might have held. This cascade of relaxation flows effortlessly down your arms, through your upper arms, your elbows, your forearms, all the way down into your hands. Bring your full, gentle attention to your hands. Notice the palms, the backs of your hands, each finger and each thumb. Perhaps they are warm, perhaps they are cool. Feel the delicate sensation of the air on your skin. Your hands have done so much today. Now they are at rest, open and still, holding nothing, needing nothing, simply existing in perfect, quiet repose. Now, guide your awareness back up to your neck and your throat. Allow the muscles in the back of your neck to lengthen and soften. Allow the front of your throat to be open and relaxed. This is a bridge between mind and body, and you can allow it to be clear and peaceful. Bring your attention now to your face. Let your jaw release. You might allow your lips to part ever so slightly, letting go of any clenching, any unconscious tightness. Feel the muscles of your cheeks soften, the sensation of your tongue resting peacefully in your mouth. Let this softness travel upward to the tiny, delicate muscles around your eyes. Allow your eyelids to feel heavy, resting gently. Let go of all the focus, all the seeing of the day. There's nothing you need to look for now. Bring your awareness to the space between your eyebrows and feel it widen and smooth. Allow your entire forehead to become a vast, calm expanse, free of any lines of worry or concentration. Finally, let this golden light of awareness fill your entire head, bathing your scalp, your mind, your very being in a profound sense of peace. From the crown of your head to the tips of your toes, your entire body is now resting. A single, unified field of calm sensation. You are not your body, but you are here, resting within it. A peaceful passenger in a perfectly still vessel. Feel the wholeness of yourself, the gentle weight, the subtle warmth, the quiet, steady rhythm of your breath. This is your anchor. When the mind wishes to drift into old stories or future worries, you can always return here, to the simple, honest, present tense reality of your breath, of the feeling of warmth in your hands, of the solid, peaceful weight of your body at rest. You're here, now, and in this moment, all is well. The forest around you has faded into a soft, velvety darkness. The sound of the stream is now just a distant, soothing hum. Your awareness is no longer focused on any single point, but is diffused throughout your entire being, like countless muted gold particles of light, drifting slowly in a vast, quiet, inner space. Each particle is a point of peace. Each gentle drift is a descent deeper and deeper into rest. Your body knows the way to sleep. You do not need to find it. You only need to allow it, to surrender to this heaviness, this warmth, this profound and welcome peace. You're anchored. you're whole, and you're ready to drift. Capítulo 15. The muted gold particles of your awareness, once diffused throughout the quiet, inner space of your body, now begin a slow and gentle convergence. They drift together, not with force, but with a natural, magnetic pull, drawn toward a single point of serene stillness behind your closed eyes. The distant, humming memory of the forest stream has faded completely, leaving only a silence so profound it feels like a presence. A soft, velvet blanket wrapping you in perfect peace. These golden motes gather into a soft, warm sphere of light, your essence, your consciousness, now untethered from the weight of your physical form. And with an exhale you did not know you were holding, you feel a gentle lift, a slow, effortless ascent. The inner darkness gives way, not to light, but to a deeper, more expansive darkness. The endless, tranquil void of a clear and moonless night sky. You're drifting now, weightless, free. Your journey has brought you here, to this final, sweeping vista. Below you, the world is a sleeping shadow, and above, a dome of infinite, silent stars. You are not falling, nor are you climbing. You're simply floating, moving forward on a gentle, unseen current, like a single, silent ship sailing the cosmic ocean. This is the path to quiet. Each star that drifts by is a point of ancient light, a story told across millennia. And as you glide through this celestial gallery, you begin to recognize the patterns, the constellations of your own journey. Look there, to your left, a faint, swirling nebula of cosmic dust, glowing with the soft, amber light of a billion nascent suns. In its spiraling arms, you see the shape of a familiar, vaulted ceiling. You feel the profound quiet of a vast and ancient library. You remember the scent of old paper and the gentle hum of accumulated wisdom. You see the well-intentioned librarian, your own analytical mind, finally at rest, the frantic energy stilled. You learn there that the endless corridor of thought are not a labyrinth to be escaped, but a home to be understood. A place that finds its deepest peace not in frantic searching, but in serene stillness. You gave your mind permission to rest, and it has. Feel the truth of that peace now, as you drift past this amber memory, leaving it to its quiet slumber. The current carries you onward, deeper into the velvet expanse. Another pattern emerges ahead, a cluster of stars that glitter like diamonds on black silk. As you draw closer, their light seems to shimmer, as if seen through a curtain of gentle, falling rain. You remember the feeling of the cool, smooth glass of the window in the scholar's tower, the sight of the glistening flagstones in the classical courtyard below. This is the constellation of your inner citadel, the unshakable fortress of your own mind. You feel its strength now, its profound safety. You remember sorting the stones of your worries, releasing the heavy ones into the still, dark water, feeling the weight lift from your very soul. You learn that true strength is not in building higher walls against the world, but in realizing that the storm is always outside, and the peace is always within. You're safe here. You're anchored in a calm that no external event can disturb. Let that feeling of deep, foundational security hold you now, as you float on. Your journey continues, a slow, majestic sweep through the silent cosmos. The space between the stars is not empty. You can feel it now, a deep, invisible river flowing through the darkness. It is the cosmic echo of the glymphatic tide you witnessed within the glowing pathways of your own brain. This is the great cleansing, the universal renewal. You remember the trust you placed in this process, the faith you gave to your body's innate wisdom. As you sleep, this powerful, silent current is at work, washing away the residue of the day, softening the sharp edges of memory, and restoring your mind to its natural state of clarity and balance. You do not need to direct it. You do not need to manage it. You need only to allow it, to surrender to this deep, restorative, and intelligent process of healing. Trust in this nightly renewal. Trust in your brain's profound ability to rest and repair. And this journey itself, this effortless, weightless flight. This is the greatest wisdom of all. You remember standing on the observer's perch, watching the galaxy of your own selfhood from a place of calm detachment. You remember sitting by the forest stream, placing your thoughts like leaves upon the water and watching them float away. You have learned that you are not the storm of thought. You are not the fleeting worry. You are not the passing emotion. You are the sky through which the clouds drift. You are the stream upon which the leaves float. You are the vast, silent space through which these stars are moving. You are the observer. And now, as you drift deeper and deeper into this peaceful expanse, let this gathered wisdom become your lullaby. Let these truths settle into your being, not as ideas to be analyzed, but as feelings to be felt, as a peace to be embodied. The narration of your journey is ending, and the simple, quiet truth remains. Allow these words to wash over you, to sink into the quiet soil of your subconscious mind. There is nothing left to do, nowhere else to go. Simply receive. Long pause. I am the observer of my thoughts, not their captive. Long pause. My thoughts are like distant stars. I can watch their light without having to travel to them. Long pause. I am the observer of my thoughts, not their captive. Long pause. My mind has a natural path to quiet. Long pause. Like this gentle, cosmic river, my mind flows naturally toward stillness and rest. Long pause. My mind has a natural path to quiet. Long pause. I trust my brain's ability to rest and repair. Long pause. As I sleep, my mind is healing. My body is restoring. My spirit is renewing. Long pause. I trust my brain's ability to rest and repair. Long pause. You're floating, serenely, peacefully. The stars continue their slow, silent dance around you. The gentle current of the cosmos carries you forward, toward the deep, welcoming darkness of restorative sleep. Let the wisdom you have gathered tonight be the soft pillow upon which you rest your head. You have understood, you have anchored, you have trusted, and you have detached. All that is left is to release, to let go completely. I am the observer of my thoughts, not their captive. Long pause. My mind has a natural path to quiet. Long pause. I trust my brain's ability to rest and repair. Long pause. Drifting, peacefully, letting go, now. Capítulo 16, and so you float. A single soft sphere of golden light in the vast, silent theater of the cosmos. The gentle, unseen current that has carried you on this journey now begins to slow, its purposeful glide softening into a motionless, peaceful hover. You are suspended in the perfect stillness of the deep, held safely in the velvet dark. There is no up and no down. There is only the quiet and the soft, steady glow of your own being, a gentle, peaceful light in the infinite expanse. Around you, the countless stars that once shone with such crisp, diamond-like intensity begin to soften. It is not a sudden change, but a slow, graceful fading, as if a cosmic hand is slowly turning down the light of the universe. Just for you. One by one, distant constellations lose their sharp edges, their myths and stories dissolving back into the quiet. The bright, shimmering river of the Milky Way becomes a soft, hazy cloud, a gentle breath of light against the deepening dark. The forward momentum has ceased. Now, a new movement begins. A slow, effortless descent. You are not falling. You are being lowered, as if on a thread of pure silence, sinking gently into an ocean of profound peace. Down and down, you drift. The remaining stars become faint embers, distant memories of light. The deep black of space begins to lose its crispness, softening into a deep, comforting charcoal, then a shade of the softest, darkest velvet. And as you drift deeper, an echo surfaces from within the quiet. It is not a thought you must think, but a truth you now simply are, a whisper from your own peaceful center. I am the observer, not the captive. The words do not disturb the silence. They are made of silence. They are the shape of the peace you now inhabit. You are the sky, and everything else is just the weather. And tonight, the sky is clear and calm. The descent continues, slow and steady and endlessly gentle. You feel a sense of release, a profound letting go that travels from the edge of the universe right to the center of your being. The need to understand, the need to know, the need to control, it all dissolves into this soft, descending peace. There is nothing left to figure out, nothing left to solve. The library of your mind is quiet, its lamps dimmed for the night. The scholar is at rest. The inner citadel is secure, its gates peacefully closed. The gentle rain has stopped, leaving only a sense of clean, quiet stillness. The stream in the forest flows on without you, carrying the last leaves of worry far, far away. All is well, and another whisper rises to meet you in the soft dark, a gentle reassurance. My mind has a natural path to quiet. You feel this truth now. You have walked that path tonight, from the intricate corridors of thought to the wide, open expanse of the cosmos. And now, you're on the final steps of that path, the gentle slope that leads to the valley of deep, restorative sleep. Down and down, you drift. The last few stars have faded completely now. There's no external light. There's only the soft, warm, golden glow of your own awareness, floating in a space of perfect, uninterrupted tranquility. And now, you can feel the edges of that golden light beginning to soften. The perfect sphere you once were begins to blur, its light diffusing gently into the surrounding dark. There is no longer a clear line between you and the peace that holds you. You are not a light in the darkness. You are becoming one with it. The golden light thins, spreading out like honey dissolving in warm water, becoming less a point of focus and more a feeling, a gentle, ambient warmth that has no source and no boundary. It is the warmth of utter safety, the feeling of complete surrender, and a final, powerful truth echoes in this warm, peaceful space, a promise you are making to yourself and that your body is ready to keep. I trust my brain's ability to rest and repair. You trust the tide of cleansing fluid. You trust the softening of memory. You trust the quiet, unseen work that happens in the depths of sleep. You can let go completely because you know you are in the safest of hands, your own. The gold continues to fade, dissolving, melting away, and the darkness it merges with is not black. It is a deep, warm, and gentle color, a soft, soothing indigo, the color of twilight's final moment, the color of deep, dreamless rest. This soft, deep, unchanging purple fills your awareness. There are no shapes in it, no sounds, no thoughts. It is simply a space, a sanctuary, the final destination of your journey. Your awareness is now a boundless, peaceful field of this warm, violet light. There is nothing left to do, nowhere left to go, only the final, gentle release, the last, soft sigh of letting go. The narration is fading now, my voice becoming just another part of the silence, another part of the quiet that is here to help you rest. Allow the last vestiges of my words to dissolve, just as your light has dissolved. Allow the music to become a distant hum, and then, nothing at all. You're safe, you're peaceful, you're ready to let go completely, to drift, to sink, to release, and sleep. Now,